because my mom found out about the second year that it was going on because she's a mom and they know things like that. And I hated it. I hated the feeling that she was watching me every time I'd go to the bathroom, even if I wasn't doing anything. Like it feels like there was no healing there because you're being constantly accused of it anyways. And then I start figuring out that he's cheating on me, and it was just like this kind of emotional roller coaster. He's cheating on me with a married mom that was also a prostitute, and he helped her install cameras at her house so she'd be safe while she was hooking. I could not understand.
Wow.
And so at that point, I was like, I need to get out of here. Like something is going on. Purging. I've been purging my food, and I wasn't really looking at it like I was trying to be bulimic, but it's happened like 3 or 4 times, and now it's starting to happen more often. And she like started crying, and at that moment, I realized that was like a sign for me that I knew I needed to share my story more often. And it really is. It's like AA, where they tell you to go and you're sharing your story constantly. The more I share my story, the more I affirm to myself that I'm healed and that it's not something that plagues me anymore. With the podcast, one of my goals is to kind of bridge the gap, because when I was finding all this stuff, I had to really dive into yoga and hear all this woo-woo stuff with chakras and crystals, and a lot of it seemed far out there, and I'm kind of more of a logical mind. So I wanted to bridge that gap of mindfulness for people, for the everyday person that might not be there, and maybe find the science towards those weirder things that to bring them back to reality and make a practical use of them. Checking my bag into a hotel that I wasn't staying at and saying I was like waiting for friends and family to arrive, and just kind of went out on the island, and I even slept on the beach that night. And then I ended up meeting a girl at a bar the next day who let me have her couch until I found a place, and I stayed there for about half a year. And then New York, my husband and I had road tripped Europe for a month for our honeymoon, and we came back. We're like, well, we already sold all our stuff. We don't have anywhere to live, so let's just road trip the US like we've been wanting to do. My dad was fun. I think a lot of his personality a lot of my personality I got from him. He was very into gadgets. He got me like an umbrella hat one time just to wear around, or a backpack that pulled out into a chair that I was like, this is so nerdy. But all my friends were like, this is the coolest thing ever. And it's funny because I am known as like, well, before the app queen. I have about 1,000 apps on my phone. I know every app. And so people used to make fun of me. I ended up working in apps for a while though. But I think I got that from the gadget part of my dad in college. And suddenly I'm in charge of my own meal plan, and I had a pretty good meal plan. I got like $15 a day, which now sounds like nothing, but at the time people are like, "That you got the good meal plan?" And so you're like going to like the buffet and like stocking up on food in our pockets and things like that, and not eating healthy. We're like, "Oh wow, you're going to the grocery store. This Hot Pocket is $1 and vegetables are $1.50."